For the past few weeks, you have been working on LEGO Robotics. In LEGO Robotics, we have been coding for robots to do different exercises. Some of the coding we have done with the robots are for it to detect colors. We had programmed the robot so that once it detected white, it would turn around and continue moving inside the circle. We also learned about forces. We have learned about Newton's 3 laws, and we have also learned the 4 forces called force friction, force normal, force gravity, and force applied. We learned what the words transfer, transformation meant. First law is when an object is at rest, it will stay at rest until any force acts upon it. The second law is F equals ma. This means that any force that is applied to a greater mass, it will have less acceleration. The third law is for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that any force you apply to something, then the same force will be applied back. This is called friction. For the forces, we have also learned the 4 forces. They are called force applied. Force applied is when you apply force to another object. Force friction is when you apply the force to an object. The same amount of force you give to the object will come back to you the opposite way. Force gravity is when an object is falling from a high place to the ground. The force that the object gives when it falls to the ground is called force gravity. The last force is called force normal. When you are transferring energy, that means the energy will not change in type of energy. But sometimes transferring energy does work. For example, it works when solar panels transfer energy into light, heat, and electrical energy. When you are transferring energy, then you are changing the type of energy. You are changing the type of one form to another energy form. For example, when we eat food, we consume chemical energy. When we consume this chemical energy, some of the food we eat will be converted into electrical energy. When we were engineering our robot, we had to build a small but strong robot. It was fun to do because we had to build a robot that could beat all the other robots. It was also fun communication exercise because we had to talk to each other and figure out what we had to do with our robots. When we finished building our robots, we also had to build an extra part to it. In conclusion, I have learned a lot about programming and coding robots to do what you want it to do. Doing this was sometimes frustrating because the codes didn't work. But once we got the code working, my partner and I felt very relieved. Engineering the robot was probably the most fun part for me. I had a lot of fun because we got to build a robot with the book instructions we followed. Once we finished it, it looked cool. At the end, we had a Sumo-Bot competition with our classmates. We had the chance to put some extra things to make each of our robots better and stronger.